The Industrial Revolution in England sent ripples across the globe, but the institutions that created it didn't just spread automatically. The source explains that the impact depended on the pre-existing institutions in different parts of the world, and those institutions had already been shaped by past critical junctures and institutional drift.
It's a great way to understand global inequality. The countries that developed institutions similar to England, like the United States, Canada, and Australia, adopted the Industrial Revolution rapidly. The U.S. Constitution and its push for a centralized, pluralistic state was similar to England's struggle with the monarchy.
And it's interesting to see how the same processes played out differently in Europe. The French Revolution was another critical juncture that helped Western Europe's institutions converge with England's. But Eastern Europe, which had already diverging from the West since the Black Death, diverged even further.
Then there's Latin America. The extractive institutions set up by the Spanish conquistadors have lasted for centuries, explaining the region's persistent poverty. It's a clear legacy of colonialism.
And Africa is another powerful example. The lack of centralized states and the vicious circle of extractive institutions meant it was uniquely unprepared for the opportunities of the Industrial Revolution. The source says the Atlantic slave trade was a critical juncture that intensified this extractive path, destroying nascent institutions and state building.
The discovery of the Americas was a critical juncture that helped England's inclusive institutions grow stronger, but for Africa, it made their institutions even more extractive. It's a tragic example of how the same event can have completely opposite effects depending on the starting point.
The source also brings up China and India. Both had strong absolutist states and institutions that hindered development. China's emperors banned ocean trade, which stifled creative destruction. In India, the rigid caste system prevented a flexible labor market from developing. They were both left behind.